Picture Shimonoseki, Japan in the spring of 1965. A port city hugging the Kanmon Straits, where the sea churns like a restless beast. The waterfront's alive. Fishing boats bob beside neon-lit izakayas, their laughter spilling into the night. But there's a heaviness here, a pulse of something darker beneath the bustle. Japan's clawing its way up from the ashes of World War II. A nation reborn but scarred, its economy roaring yet its soul uneasy. The Cold War's grip is tight, American bases dot the islands, Soviet ships prowl the Pacific, and Japan's new navy, the Maritime Self-Defense Force, is a toddler learning to walk. Shimonoseki's no backwater. It's a choke point, a narrow vein between Honshu and Kyushu, where every warship counts. This is where our story begins, a tale of ambition, error, and a tragedy that'd sear a nation's heart. The JMSDF's pride in '65 is its submarine fleet, small, scrappy, built to prove Japan's not just a pawn in Washington's game. Enter K-16, a fictional diesel-electric sub, 250 feet of steel and secrets, launched 2 years prior. She's no beauty, her hull's patched from budget cuts, but her crew of 80 worships her, calls her Iron Crane for her grit. Captain Hiroshi Tanaka, 42, runs her tight. A Kobe native, ex-merchant sailor, his eyes sharp as a blade. Tanaka's a patriot, driven to show Japan's strength, but he's haunted. His brother died on a destroyer in '44, a wound he buries in duty. K-16's orders come down in March. A covert run to shadow Soviet ships near Vladivostok, then loop back through Shimonoseki for a fleet review. It's high stakes, Prime Minister Isaku Sato's pushing defense reforms, and a flawless mission could tip budgets towards subs. But K-16's got ghosts. Her last refit, rushed in Yokosuka, left quirks. Pumps that groan, a sonar that flickers. Engineers flagged a battery cell leaking acid, but dockyard brass, pressed by Tokyo's deadlines, signed her off. She'll hold, they said, pen scratching. The crew's uneasy. Petty Officer Kenji Sato, 24, a wiry electrician, writes his fiancée about bad feelings, but shrugs it off. Pride keeps them quiet. On April 10th, K-16 loads torpedoes, her deck humming with crates of rice and miso for the month-long haul. Families wave from the pier. Tanaka's wife, Yumi, clutches their son, her smile thin. The straits gleam under a gray dawn as K-16 slips beneath, her periscope slicing the waves like a shark's fin. Hours out, trouble creeps. A pump jams, spitting oil. Sato patches it, cursing. The air's stale, ventilation's lagging, and a faint hum rattles the hull, ignored as normal. Tanaka, chain-smoking in the wardroom, studies charts, his gut nagging. The crew drills hard, silent running, torpedo loads, but tension's a fog. At 200 feet, a gauge spikes. Battery heats up, a whisper of danger. Monitor it. Tanaka orders, voice calm, eyes not. Shimonoseki's lights fade astern, and K-16 dives deeper, chasing shadows in a sea that forgives no mistakes. The Sea of Japan is a cold, black void, and K-16 slicing through it. 3 days from Shimonoseki, her hull creaking like an old house in a storm. April 13th, 1965, and the crew's on edge. Sleep's a luxury, coffee's a lifeline. Captain Tanaka's orders are clear. Track a Soviet cruiser, stay invisible, prove Japan's subs can dance with giants. But the boat's fighting them. That battery hums a growl now, gauges twitching past safe. Petty Officer Sato's in the battery room, sweat beading, his wrench slipping on corroded bolts. This cell's cooked. He mutters to Ensign Ryo Kato, 22, who nods pale. They report it. Tanaka orders a bypass, but the fix cuts power to half the lights. The control room's a dim cave. Sonar pings their only eyes. Yesterday's drill went sour. A torpedo tube jammed, locking a warhead half-loaded. Chief Engineer Taro Nakamura, 38, a gruff Osaka man, tore it apart, found warped seals. Yokosuka's garbage, he spat, but patched it. The crew laughed it off, gallows humor, but nobody's sleeping easy. At 0300, a new alarm. Hydrogen gas, faint, seeping from the batteries. Ventilation's maxed, but the air's thick, stinging eyes. Tanaka, red-eyed, calls Tokyo on encrypted radio. Shore says limp back after the mission. No abort. Cowards, he whispers, crushing his cigarette. Sato scribbles a note. If I don't make it, tell Hannah I'm sorry, then burns it, ashamed. By dawn, K-16's trailing the Soviet ship, 10 miles off. Sonar spotty, but they hold position, hearts pounding. Then it hits. A shudder, metal screaming, the sub lurching starboard. Flood in aft, yells Kato. Pumps roar, sealing the compartment, but 2 sailors are trapped. Screams cut short by water. Tanaka orders emergency ballast. K-16 surfaces, rocking in 20-foot swells. The Soviets gone, but so's their cover. Damage reports grim. A cracked pipe, batteries overheating, and that hydrogen's climbing. Nakamura begs to vent the boat, but Tanaka hesitates. Orders mean stay submerged. We're not done, he says, voice steel, doubt in his eyes. Sato's hands shake, patching wires, knowing one sparks death. The crew's fraying, whispers of mutiny, eyes on Tanaka. He dives again, limping toward Shimonoseki, 600 miles off. The air's poison now, men coughing, vision blurring. A second leak springs, oil slicks the deck. Tanaka's call to base leak static. K-16, critical, request assist. Tokyo's replies cold. Complete patrol. Sato collapses, revived by smelling salts. Nakamura slams a fist. They're killing us. But Tanaka's locked in, driven by duty, blind to the cliff they're racing toward. April 15, 1965, and K-16's a wounded animal, crawling through the deep, 400 miles from Shimonoseki's embrace. The sub's a tomb. Air's a sour haze, lights flicker, and every groan of the hull's a death knell. Captain Tanaka's face is ash, his uniform soaked, barking orders to a crew half dead. The Soviet mission's scrapped. Survival's the fight now. Hydrogen's choking them. Gauges scream red. Batteries a bomb waiting to spark. Petty Officer Sato's a ghost, hauling cables, his lungs burning. We're cursed, he rasps to Ensign Kato, who's praying to a photo of his sister. The trapped sailors' screams haunt them. Nobody speaks of rescue. A storm's brewing topside. 40-knot winds. Waves like mountains. Chief Engineer Nakamura's in the engine room, wrestling a seized valve, oil blackening his hands. A third leak hits. Bilge pumps fail, water rising ankle deep. Tanaka orders a shallow run, 50 feet, to vent gas, but the periscope's fogged, sonar's blind. At 1400, a jolt, propeller shafts grinding, shearing bolts. K-16 slows, drifting in currents pulling her down. Nakamura's voice cracks over the comm. Batteries at critical? Evacuate or we're done. Tanaka refuses. Surface now, they're a sitting duck for Soviets or worse, shame. Hold, he growls, but his hands tremble. Night falls and hell breaks loose. A spark, nobody sees it, ignites the gas. The explosion's a thunderclap, ripping K-16's belly. Fireballs torch the battery room. Sato's thrown, skin blistering, alive by inches. Bulkheads buckle, water floods, the sub lists hard. Tanaka's in the control room, blood streaming from a gash, yelling, blow tanks. Ballast fails, K-16 dives, 300 feet, 400 crushing depth. Screams mix with steel's death rattle. Kato's trapped, a pipe pinning his leg. Nakamura's gone, swallowed by flames. On the surface, Shimonoseki's lights twinkle, oblivious, as 80 souls vanish into the abyss. The sea's silent now, K-16 a coffin, her crew's dreams snuffed out. Families wait, wives, kids, mothers, clueless their worlds shattered. In Tokyo, admirals sip tea, unaware the disaster they've sown is about to boil over. Morning breaks over Shimonoseki, April 16, 1965, and the straits are calm, hiding a secret 3 miles down. K-16's gone. No distress call, no debris, just silence. At JMSDF HQ in Yokosuka, Commodore A.G. Mori's phone rings. A fishing trawler's net snagged twisted metal, stamped with K-16's hull number. Mori, 50, a stoic vet, feels ice in his veins. By noon, divers confirm it. A wreck, split like a melon, bodies tangled in steel. Over 100 dead, 80 crew, plus trainees, a cover-up's nightmare. Mori alerts Tokyo. Defense Minister Reizo Matsuno's voice shakes. Contain this. The investigation's a scramble. Captain Kenzo Arai, 45, leads it, a bulldog with no patience for lies. Divers pull fragments. Scorched batteries, warped pipes, a logbook soaked but legible. Arai's team pieces it, hydrogen buildup, ignored warnings, a spark. But why? Yokosuka's refit records vanish. Foreman stutter. Lost in a fire. Arai smells rot. Interviews crew families. Finds letters. Sato's fiancé shares his fears of bad repairs. Tokyo stonewalls. Admiral Shoichi Ueda, 60, claims K-16 was battle-ready. Blames Tanaka's recklessness. Arai's gut screams cover up. He digs deeper. Public whispers grow. Shimonoseki's fishers talk of oil slicks, ghosts in the nets. A tabloid leaks, sub-disaster. Mobs gather, widows sobbing outside JMSDF gates. Matsuno meets Washington, U.S. Navy offers sonar, but Japan refuses, fearing Soviet spies. Arai finds a whistleblower. Dockworker Tetsuo Hayashi, 30, admits signing off faulty batteries under orders. They said it's fine. He cries, head in hands. Arai's report names Ueda, contractors, budget hawks, but Matsuno buries it, citing national security. Protests flare. Students burn effigies, chanting, "Truth for K-16." Arai's sidelined, his notes locked away. Mori, guilt-ridden, leaks to Asahi Shimbun. Headlines scream, "Navy lied," and the dam breaks. Matsuno's cornered, the diet's howling, and a reckoning's clawing free. November 1965, and Shimonoseki's a city of grief, its docks draped in black. K-16's wreckage, dragged to Yokosuka, tells a brutal tale. Melted steel, bones fused to controls, a logbook damning Tokyo's negligence. Captain Arai's investigation, revived by public rage, hits fever pitch. January 10, 1966, he delivers 300 pages, forensic photos, Hayashi's testimony. The batteries, rushed from a shady Osaka firm, were lemons, leaking, unstable. Admirals knew. Ueda signed the order, chasing medals over men. Captain Tanaka's no saint. His stubbornness doomed them, but he's a scapegoat for bigger sins. The diet erupts. February 3rd. Hearings begin. Ueda, sweating, admits oversights. Contractor boss Jiro Kato flees to Guam. Matsuno resigns, tearful, vowing reform. Arai testifies, voice cracking, reading Sato's last letter. "I fixed what I could." Widows wail in the gallery. Tanaka's son, 10, clutches a model sub. March 15th. Verdicts. Ueda's pensions cut. Kato's indicted, extradited later. 3 foremen jailed. No admiral swings. Politics shields them. But the JMSDF's gutted. Budgets slashed. Trust dust. Shimonoseki builds a memorial, gray stone. Names carved. Tanaka, Sato, Nakamura, 100 more. Families pray, incense curling, but pain lingers. Japan's Navy stumbles, reforms crawl, subs rust. K-16's lesson burns. Pride and lies sink deeper than any sea, and no flag's worth a soul.